Are the players
Yeah.
simply not interested in playing under slot? Because these are the same set of players who play,
Yeah,
like some
same
of
set
them
of
play the
players who
hearts of
won
the
the
slot,
title.
who they won the title. Like basically
Yeah.
same, except for Isak Wars, like AKTK, few of those guys. They are essentially the same core group of players. What happened?
Right.
We have one of our legends, Robertson, is leaving. We don't know the truth, right? Might be because of slot. Then are you not able to keep them motivated? Have you lost the dressing room? Like why are they switching off? Why are they not even bothering?
This is not the first time Slot completely, mess up one half. There are n number of games this season where he simply give away that one half of football with his wrong tactics, wrong players. So basically, we just played only 45 minutes today because the first
Right.
45 minutes we didn't do anything.
We moved to 4-2-3-1, and we were about to, we were playing around United. We were beating their press constantly. We were moving from left to right to the middle, and we are finding words in space all the time in the second half. So why we couldn't do that in the first half, and why we didn't start with that in the first half? Hey, welcome to another episode of Chai and Clean Sheet. We have Jins, JD, and Vivek with us. Today we are recording this on May 3rd after our game versus Manchester United at Old Trafford. So we are all looking grim at this point after that performance and after that result. A lot of things to talk about: our defensive collapse, the lack of midfield control, Van Dijk's captaincy, Slot's tactics in the first half, especially in the first half, and if he could call it as a comeback in the second half. And missed chances, game management, the formation, everything to a point kind of sucked. I mean, through players' perseverance and things like that, we did get 2 goals back, but then at the end, it was not enough to get a win over United and secure our Champions League qualification for the next week. That still lives at fourth place, still on points with Villa. We need another 3 points to make it to the Champions League next season. So this episode, we will break down what happened at Old Trafford. Yeah, so let's start with the result. Like United won 3-2. We had more possession. Like I'm going to talk like Dutch coach Luis van Gaal. We had 62% possession, 65 percentage field advantage, shots on target 5 and them 6, and the expected goals is like they had 2.1 and we just had 0.9. So let's start with Jins. So what do you feel? How was this game for you? And uh, we spoke offline, and you had like a lot of thoughts and things like that. Let it out.
Yeah. First, I want to talk about the formation. Like Slot starts the first half. We were basically playing a 4-2-2-2 formation where Soboslai and which was starting as a false like 2-9,
Hmm.
then Frimpong and Gakpo and
Right.
McAllister and Gravenberch in the middle.
Correct.
Like, but before the game starts, we know what
Hmm.
United is gonna do.
Yeah.
They will let you go full possession. You can have 90% of possession. They will be happy with the 10%.
Correct.
They were dropping too deep. Basically, they give us the ball and say that
Correct.
you do whatever you like. We are not
Right.
letting in anything gonna happen. And we play this formation where with the ball, we basically do not know what to do once we reach to their penalty box.
Hmm.
After reaching penalty box, one time I think we tried to pass to Frimpong. Second time, Gravenberch or someone was taking the shot. And basically, we do not know what to do. So that first half, that was a terrible performance. The first half was a terrible performance, and
Hmm.
all blame for Slot. But like as I said, like we cannot blame Slot alone. We have to look into these players. The first goal, like when I think Cunha, right? Cunha scored that first goal. We have 8 people in our boxes. Again, the same problem I keep saying again and again. When we try to defend, we drop everybody to the box, and we were waiting for the crosses. We were waiting to something happen inside the box. There is no one to stop the cross coming to the box. There is no one to press. Every team is having space and time outside our penalty box so they can make the cross because we are literally not pressing it, right? I don't
Yeah.
know whether it is tactical. I don't know whether it is like confidence issue or this is what players want. So the first goal, it was a simple corner. We cleared the first thing and then Cunha hit the first one. Again, it got rebound to him. At this time, we had 8 people in our penalty box and not even one person tried to press it block it. They're not even ready to put their body to save the goal. Take any teams, take any lower teams. How many times we have seen defenders going with a block? What is the problem with our players? You can blame Slot all you want, but Slot cannot say that do not tackle, do not put a sliding challenge. When was the last time we saw someone putting the body to block it? And coming to so okay, first goal there was a deflection on McAllister. The first one is again the issue with McAllister. The second goal, I was looking the sequence of the game where Witz was coming down to get the ball from McAllister. McAllister was telling Witz to go up, and then he made one bad pass. Then once we miss the ball, we know what United is gonna do. Mbuma, Bruno to Sesko. That is the formation. When this happens, McAllister was dropping back with Bruno, and one or second pass, he completely lost Bruno. Then that the cross happened. So today, I will tell McAllister was the worst player that we had it. And again, I keep saying the same thing. Our issue is not the defense. Our issue is the dead midfield. We cannot win duels. We cannot put challenge. We cannot press. We cannot retain the ball. And one more thing for the third goal, when they were scored, right? I think it was Maino. He was not challenged till he reached our penalty box. So he had time to make that pass to Cunha to Luke Shaw. Everything happens in front of our box. So again, Slot's issue. But when we defend too deep. We are not pressing the man who has the ball. We are giving him enough time and space to find the side crosses. We know what United is going to do. They are not going to come and attack in the center. They are going to use the wings. They are going to use the wide wing backs or the right backs. And then from there, they are going to attack it. We had players, Gravenberch or McAllister, who is like good in that pivot role, who was handling the center. But when the players come from the midfield, when they come for passing, why are we not pressing it? Why are we dropping back and again back? So that's a major concern I have it. Today, we could say that we lost like 3-2, but the first goal was Soboslai, like the mispass from Ahmed, and Soboslai like brilliant finish. And second goal was a gift from Lamens. Apart from that, you said we had like 60% possession. With 60% possession, how much did we create? We had possession. What were you doing it? And again, I was keep telling about like McAllister. Gravenberch was horrible today. I don't know what he does for this midfield. I know that he's a good with press resistance.
So to get to your midfield point, right? So we have like all technical players in our midfield. So the whole point of us going into this season is like I know Slot mentions PSG a lot. The thing is like that this is a specific instruction that Slot gives people to drop back when the opposition have the ball and not to press them. It's not on the players. That much I can be sure, because every time the oppositions have the ball, our midfield, both Gravenberch and McAllister, they are dropping to the defense line and they are crowding them out, and they are not clearing the balls properly, and they are clearing to a person who is in the middle of the field, and they are not there in their position to make a tackle or block the ball. So when Slot started with that 4-2 system, right? I was thinking like there is a reason we don't tackle, and there is a reason we are soft, because all three of them, Gravenberch, McAllister, and Wirtz and Soboslai, they're all like technical players, and they don't, I have not seen them tackle or anything like that. So this
Sheik,
right.
sorry, I'll
No.
interrupt you.
I'll get to you, JD.
Yeah.
I'll just get to you. Okay. I'll just finish my point, and then so the idea is like I don't know if you guys saw what Carragher and Sturridge were talking today in Sky Sports. So what they said was like what Sturridge said was, with Klopp, Liverpool had an identity, and with Slot is trying to create an identity, and he has not found the identity yet. But what Carragher said was like. What if this is Liverpool's identity? So whatever the way we are playing with technical players, with having so much possession, like how all Dutch coaches used to play, like this is what is our identity, and this is the way Slot wants us to play. What if this is our identity, and that's what we are going to do? And yeah, I will ask the same question to you, JD. Is this going to be our identity with Slot for the next season as well?
Excellent segue, Sheik. Excellent segue. Let me read this, and I'm paraphrasing certain sections. This is from Slot's press conference. Okay. So what Slot said was, quote, this is quote, We weren't able to control their strengths. Next, and once again, this is part I'm paraphrasing a little bit. They were really strong when they play into the middle. They have so many fast players, Bruno Fernandes, to hurt you in transition. And that's exactly what happened with the second goal. My point is, as a coach of a club who knows what resources and everything that you have, you know the strength of the opposition and everything, why not set up in a way where we can contain their strengths? Like, why? Why?
Yeah.
That is my question. And I think it boils down to what you were saying, Sheik, and what Jins you said earlier, right? What was our midfield doing? If Bruno is one person who is able, Bruno basically is their master orchestrator, right? He pulls all the strings, what to do and everything. And I think we mentioned this in a previous podcast as well. You somehow throttle Bruno, you have a handle on Manchester United because they don't have any other creative outlets, if you will, to do all those things that Mbuemo and Sesko wants to do. Why was that missing? I understand McAllister on all out of form and everything. And say to your point, yes, this might be our identity, but the Dutch coaches from the previous generation, even the great Johan Cruyff and everything, who advocated for free flowing football and all those things, but you need to have a practical sense. Throttle their main man. Like if he is their main man, you're telling me they are speed and everything. Why? Why not control
No,
it?
yeah.
It
So
just doesn't make sense.
that's the thing with that Johan Cruyff and thing. Johan Cruyff football, the total football doesn't involve tackling and things like that. It is like always play to your strengths and things like that. But that's that period. I can understand total football playing four
Correct.
three three and understand those things. But again, if this is what is our identity, I don't think we are going to be very good in Premier League or even survive another season of slot. Like if this is what Slot and Hughes are building towards, right? If this is what is our identity, I don't know. I don't think this is what is the word like. This is like this won't last, right? I mean, this is not sustainable. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the word I'm
Sheikh,
looking for.
one question to you, JD and Sheikh. One question.
Hmm.
So you said that our midfield is like they are not physically good. Okay, okay, fine. They cannot tackle. It's fine. Okay. Now you said that all four of them are technically good. Okay, and we had 60% possession. Tell
Right.
me a clear-cut chance that was created by this midfield. One
Yeah,
chance that we create today.
yeah, that's where I'm coming to, right? Our first half formation didn't have a chance. Absolutely. I think I don't know what changed in the second half. We switched to 4-2-3-1. Why we didn't
We
start with
played. Yeah, we played
yeah, why
Gakpo as number 9.
and number 9 and Wirtz moved to left. Why we didn't start with that? Okay. So we moved to 4-2-3-1. I'll just ask Vivek because he got very mad. We moved to 4-2-3-1 and we were about to, we were playing around United. We were beating their press constantly. We were moving from left to right to the middle, and we are finding words in space all the time in the second half. So why we couldn't do that in the first half, and why we didn't start with that in the first half? I don't know. For me, United, they are not a great side. Okay, they are not a great side. They are a shitty side, and we could have taken them to the cleaners if we played properly. Like we started how we played in the second half. Vivek, your thoughts on that?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in Slot's mind, right? I mean, we have been again. I don't know, preach the same choir. We have been saying Gakpo has been like pretty bad since the
Yeah.
start of the season, right? And he kept playing him, and then Gakpo found some sort of form as number 9, and suddenly he got dropped. And then today he started, as Jins mentioned, Gakpo as behind Wards and Sosbolai, and that did not work, of course. Mbuemo was in such a space 3-4 times in the first half. You could have landed 7-7 there, and still you would have more space to run. Right? It was so bad looking, like it was like kid football. We do those kind of things in our Sunday league. Like one area of the field was completely crowded, and other area, Mbuemo was just standing there. Nobody, not a single player. Okay. So that happened 3-4 times at least. And out of those, one time, and both of them actually, to James's point, it is the same sequence that we had all the positions, right? All the ball, right? I counted at one point of time, Van Dijk orchestrated like 15 sequence of pass when none of them was forward pass. It was like sidewise, back, side, back, side, back, side, back. And that same sequence happens like 2-3 times. Bruno should have scored that. I don't know how. United should have ran away in the first half itself. 4-0, 5-0 down first half itself. I mean, as you mentioned, United is really shit. That's why they were in that kind of situation. That
Yeah.
even after that kind of first half, they actually gave away 2 goals right away
Right.
at the start of second half. So the first half started, the first sequence that happened into the goal, the same thing. We had all the position, one bad pass. Suddenly they countered, they got the corner, and they scored from the corner. Kuna, it is like Shaolin Shocker. Have you seen the movie? It was like he's like, take a shot. Yeah. First time we stopped it. Second time again, same position. Nobody tried to like close him
Closed
down.
him down. Yeah.
He had the exact same powerful shot the first, as the first time, and he had loads of space. Nobody is like, I don't know, man. These are professional football players. How can you give someone on the edge of the penalty box a player like Kuna who can score those kind of things, and you are just giving him loads of spaces? Okay, first one. Second one, the same thing. We had all the position, side passes, back passes, side passes, back passes, and when we tried to do a front pass or forward pass, it got cut down, and immediately again it went to Mbumo. Mbumo passed to Bruno, I think, and then Bruno to Sesko, and it was so bad looking. It was, I mean, I watched it multiple times. It looked so bad. It felt like they just stopped playing. Like suddenly it's like, yeah, everything is fine. The ball got cleared, and everyone is
Right.
like, yeah, let's figure out and go to the penalty box, and we'll figure it out. It was like
Yeah.
suddenly everyone just stopped. When Sesko scored with that, it might be a handball, it might be not. We deserved it, right? I was saying in the WhatsApp as well. Even if it is a handball, just give it. There is no point of making it go away or something like that. Like it was so bad looking. Our defense was all over the. I don't know what Van Dijk does right now. I mean, 2-3 years back, he used to shout. He used to have a control in the defense, and nowadays it feels like he does not even want to be there. It's so
Vivek,
bad looking.
Vivek,
Yeah, go
one
ahead.
thing, and once again, I'll read this. This is a quote from the press conference, honestly, and I'm reading this. Yeah, as I have shown so many times this season, when we are playing well or we think we are able to win it, we switch off.
Yeah,
My
that's
point.
that's the concentration problem. That's a focus problem, right? You guys are
Correct.
professionals. You're playing for a top six club. You're playing for Liverpool. You're playing for the shirt. How can you switch off in
My
moments like that?
my
Seriously.
point is why are the players
Yeah.
simply not interested in playing under slot? Because these are the same set of players who play,
Yeah,
like some
same
of them
set of
play their
players who
hearts of the
won the
club
title.
with the won the title. Like basically same, except for Isak Watts,
Yeah.
like AKTK, few of those guys. They are essentially the same core group of players. What happened?
Right.
We have one of our legends, Salah, leaving. Robertson is leaving. Like Salah, as per reports and rumors, whatever we don't know the truth, right? Might be because of slot. Are you not able to keep them motivated? Have you lost the dressing room? Like why are they switching off? Why are they not even bothering? And the next part,
Yeah.
and the next sorry, Sheik, one more thing. And the next quote I want to read you, and once again, this is a direct thing. The same issues keep coming back, which is not a huge surprise, as you don't have long to fix it during the season. What do you have the coaching staff for? James, I was sharing with you the coaching staff, remunerations, and all those things. What do you have these staff for? These are world class players. They understand formation, like in their sleep, they can tell you in the back of their hand, okay, this is the passing map, and all those things. Please don't tell me they don't understand how you can fix a formation or anything in the middle of this. That is not possible. Simply not possible. That's
I
where the
think
frustration stems from this thing.
like you mentioned last time, they're probably using AI to detect tactics and things like that.
Oh,
So,
Vivek did
so
not hear that.
yeah.
Vivek Slot's ChatGPT subscription ran out, so that's why he's not able to fix the formation.
So,
No,
so
couple of things.
to finish
Yeah.
on Vivek's point, right? The goals we conceded. The third one, I don't know, man. Seriously, you substituted Rio and you wanted him to play on the right side of the field. Okay, what instruction are you giving him? Seriously, Frimpong was playing that and he was covering all that, and he almost got Sharp pinned back into his own half. That's the first time Shah came out of defense.
Yep.
And Curtis Jones, makeshift right back. You're putting a youngster in Rio who is going to be on that side, who you needed him to help out when Curtis Jones needed help, and he was up there. What sort of instruction you're giving a substitute when he is coming in? Okay,
No,
I don't.
to
Yeah,
your
so that's
point,
let me finish to
when
the
I
point. Let
saw
me finish that. Like when so this is the same problem we've been having Everton, Palace, and things like that. The cross is going to come from Curtis Jones' side. That means he needs help, and that means you are going to you are playing Frimpong by doing the right thing. You did the right thing in the second half. Then you substituted him. Then the instruction to Rio should be to help Curtis Jones, not stay up front, and that's where they scored the goal. That cross shouldn't have come in the first place. even if Shaw got into that position, why was there nobody to block that cross? He had the whole Old Trafford, whole time in the world to pick that cross. I don't know, like that's basic defending, right? So in Old Trafford, how can you have somebody, free that much to take that much time and pick a player in Manchester United? That guy headed across, and then that led to McAllister's mistake, and that led to us conceding the goal.
Sheikh,
Go
one
ahead,
thing I
Vivek.
wanted
Yeah.
to no, before that one more thing, like as a segue to that, and this is a question for everybody. Do you think like flipping off Kirkes, like that Robertson Kirkes, that substitution, that kind of played into this? I
Oh
mean,
my
No.
goodness.
No, I mean the goal did not see. That's the
no, not
only
about the
chance.
goal, like in general, the
No, no,
tightness of the
no,
team.
no,
No,
no. I
no.
don't
There
think
was a
so.
sequence. There was a sequence where Kirkus was all alone and he ran away from the other side to block
Mm.
them. They were like three versus one or something.
Yeah.
So Kirkus from Kirkus side, I think from all the summer signings, the only summer signing who I have been impressed so far is Kirkus. He's putting his heart out. He's putting his running. He's ready to defend. He is playing for the badge, and the only player who is playing for the badge. So Sheikh, I think you already discussed about this one. This is not the first time Slot completely mess up one half. There are n number of games this season where he simply give away that one half of football with his wrong tactics, wrong players. So basically we just played only 45 minutes today because the first
Correct.
45 minutes we didn't do anything. We don't have no idea on it. And coming to JD's point, I saw somewhere like the game was what, Sunday till Wednesday. I saw like Soboslai, McAllister, they were having some kind of vacation, a mini vacation. And then we started the training on Thursday. So if Salot is saying that we cannot change the game now, that means he's not the right manager. He has to get new players, new preseason. That's not how it's gonna work. You have to change it. For example, let's take Tottenham. I know they lost a lot of games under Deserbi, but the way they are pressing now, have you guys seen like this game? I don't know, but the players are ready to die by just working hard. They're ready to
Correct.
press. They're ready to run everything. So that is up to your manager. Your manager, if you cannot tell the players, no, I want this much, I want you to work hard, that means the training is not correct. The players are not interested to play for him anymore, or the World Cup is thinking their mind, okay, why should I care about this game? Because this is already a dead season for Liverpool. I should not pick up any injury for now, so I can be well
That
truly for
and
World
Jins,
Cup.
that's a good point to bring up, because that is another huge problem. Because once again, going back to the previous season, if we have lost McAllister simply because we didn't have a preseason, none of these players are going to have a good preseason this year because of the World Cup. We hope everybody stays fit, but I think as per probabilities, a few of them will get injured, few of them will need extended rest and that kind of thing. They are not going to the full preseason training and everything, and that is not humanly possible for these folks to play all year round and everything. If that is the case, then we better prepare ourselves for something far worse than what we're experiencing this time around.
That will
I
be
can
the
tell
case
you right
for.
away. I
Go
can
ahead,
tell you right
Vivek, you were
away.
going-
It is, I mean, to your point, JD, it is not only Liverpool, right, that our players are going to the World Cup. Every team, like, I mean, every top up team, some bottom up team as well. Tottenham has half of the players there in the World Cup squad for sure. Everton, half of the, at least 7-8 players, maybe more, are going to be at the World Cup, right? So not only Liverpool. I heard this argument before as well, that our players may be just saving themselves for the World Cup. Then why not other teams' players saving themselves for the World Cup? Or I don't know what is going on. I would love to be a fly on the wall when slots dressing room talks goes
Correct,
on.
correct, Vivek. That is the thing. These things don't work in isolation, right? Like you have to take all the things into context. Like if you're a professional player and if you don't really trust your coach essentially at that
Yeah.
point, then you start thinking about saving yourself. You don't know all these kind of things. So none of these decisions or none of the patterns that we see might be playing out in isolation. There are multiple
Right.
factors feeding into this, but all of them, I think, at this point, kind of indicate in a having lost the dressing room or something like that. That's what my feeling is. Sorry, Sheikh, go ahead.
Correct.
So that is the thing.
Yeah.
I I I don't think Slot lost the dressing room yet, or at least not in the general sense. We know that the coach already lost the dressing room. Whenever this kind of things happen, the dressing room, you lost the dressing room completely. There are few more, pretty obvious signs you can see. Like, I don't think Slot lost the dressing room. It's hard to believe, I know, but I don't think it is a dressing room issue. I still think Slot has the dressing room. Otherwise, it would have been gone by now, or at least we will know that, he will be gone after the end of the season, just like Salah, right? Something happened. Salah got isolated. Salah got frustrated. He said, terminate my contract, etc., etc. I still think Slot has the backing of the dressing room. Otherwise, a legend like Salah would not have been, dropped like that, and still Slot survived.
I slightly have to disagree with that, Vivek. I don't think Slot has the dressing room. He has the backing of Hughes and Edwards and the executives, but not the players. I think that's why Salah came out in all those interviews with Gerrard and Sky Sports and all the other channels. On his media day, he came out and said specifically, there is nobody to set the standards and I leave.
Yep.
I am training Soboslai to do that. He kind of said that. I'm paraphrasing here. He literally said that. That is because he sees that nobody is working like how they used to work before. Like, because he said he is the first one to the gym. He's the last one out of the training. He does extra sessions. And I believe he is seeing nobody doing that. And the only person who he is looking up to, set the standards and keep the standards up is Soboslai.
Yep.
So
And
if
we can
that's
see
the
that on
case,
the field,
If
right?
that
We
is
can
the
see that on the
case, if
field.
that is the
Yeah.
case, to JD's point, we should set ourselves for a far worse season
yeah,
than this
that's
one.
what I'm saying, right? I'm afraid like this is our identity, and we are not going to see any improvement. I think our summer signings will tell us like what we are going to play. Like if you're going to go and get another technical midfielder, even if you get Wharton, right? Wharton is
Mm.
not going to tackle. I'm very sure. Wharton is good. He has an excellent left foot. He has the vision to find the passes, but he is not a number 6 like Fabinho. We need somebody like prime Fabinho in this team, like a prime Genie Wijnaldum in this team, like at least like two of them, so that words can be expressed. He can express himself freely. So unless we have those two, we cannot have words in our team. We need Soboslai to play one of them, and we need one who is like combatant, like a Rodri, like not Zubimendi. Again, they were interested in Zubimendi. I cannot imagine like now we have Zubimendi and then again with these players, right? We need more of a Declan Rice than a Zubimendi. We need a more of a Caicedo than a Enzo Fernandez.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And Zubimendi, and that is the reason Tijani Reinders is not playing anymore, and he might get sold, right?
Hmm.
Because Pep immediately knew after first half of the season that he's not going to work for us. The
Right.
luxury he has is he can still
He can still spend money, yeah.
Yeah, and the problem with Arteta is, and that is the reason Arteta kept on playing Zubimendi, because he does not have any backup plan for Zubimendi.
Zubimendi, right.
That's why in the last 7-8 games they were horrible when they were.
Horrible, yeah.
And even yesterday, after leading 3-0, as soon as Zubimendi came in,
Yeah.
their quality dropped like so sharply. I was like, oh my goodness, how visible it is. Like he must
Yeah,
be
yeah.
feeling like Zubimendi himself must be feeling like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? Why should
Right.
not I should have just
So-
stayed in the Spanish league, because it is so sharp decline.
So
Just
Anyways,
one
Slot-
point I want to mention. I forgot in my thought. So we were talking about Rio, and you were talking about like Rio. What is the instruction that Rio got? When Rio came on, and when I saw him on the right side,
yeah.
and for the first few minutes, it felt like he does not even know to play
How
on the
to
right.
play on the right side,
He,
yeah.
he was like completely out of, like, whenever he was getting the ball, he was like, what should I do? He does not have that kind of first of all mentality right now. He's a kid, we have to understand, and he does not have that kind of
No, it's not mentality,
like,
man.
I
You have
can
trained
change
all your life.
immediately.
You have prepared your body shape and everything for a certain
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. He was like, oh my god, I have the ball, what should I do?
Yeah, he
Anyways,
is
I
not
think-
Gerrard, right? Like Gerrard can play across all the positions, and yeah, like you said, like he is like a teenager. Like you cannot expect him to go and put on crosses and things like that. I was, that again boils down to, I think Jin said like we kind of give away like half. This happened against Palace. Away game, we gave away the first half. This happened again today, the same formation. And then to your point with Rio is an youngster. Like you had like so many chances to get Rio in, not at Old Trafford. This is the time to need some experience. Your game management comes in. You are a 2-2. You are drawing the game. Take the draw, like Vivek said. Like take the draw and move and manage the game.
And if you point out manage the game, that is the reason I brought up the Robertson point earlier. And Kirkes has been fantastic, Jins, as you said. Like he has been one of our brightest stars in this season. But the reason I wanted Robertson over there, at least as long as he could stretch it out, I don't know if he is fit enough to play all the night. He can give that fire to keep the team holding together, defend. We are.
But he played in the first half, right? He kind of lost Bruno
He did.
Fernandes for
He
the
did.
thing. Yeah, so I think Kirkes.
That was most of the McAllister
Mm.
because Robertson was marking Mbumo and Bruno Fernandes was taking the run and McAllister completely dropped off.
Completely forgot
So
about
that was-
him. Yeah.
I think
Mm.
about all these games today, I want to discuss about two players, the two new players. First one is Frimpong. Okay,
Yeah.
he cannot play a right back. He cannot play a right wing. The only position he can play is a right wing back if we play three at the back. And first question, why did we buy him? Why did we go for him? Because he's not a right back. He cannot play in the right back. How many times? And right wing, I told you guys before, like I think last podcast, he cannot start in Salah's absence because he cannot.
He's not a
He
goal
is not good.
scoring player.
He cannot. The only thing he can do is he has a pace, but he doesn't know when to do it. And Premier League, you don't get space or time to dribble past the game, and he's not a dribbler. The second one I want to talk about is like Wits. Like I think we have discussed about this a lot, but today I just want to talk about one sequence on the right hand side when Wits was there, Jones was there, and Soboslai was there, and three of these players was keep passing among themselves. And who is the right player? Who is the proper number 10? Which you are the proper number 10. You are the creator. Create something out of it.
But he was switched over, right? So
no. So what happened? I'll tell the sequence.
Yeah. So Wirtz,
Wirtz,
I wouldn't
give back it to Wirtz gave it to Jones and asking him do something, buddy. You are the number 10. You are the 120 million player. You are the best midfield in Europe. That's why we bought it. Do something. Go inside. Take one man. Take a shot. And he was keep passing back to Jones, and Jones end up in the cross because what else Jones could do? If this was Elliott, we had someone called Harvey Elliott who could have done this. Why did we go and buy Wits? Wits, I keep saying the same thing. Take the ownership. You are the main man. Do something with the ball. We have forwards up top. Cross it. Create anything. But this sequence, I'm so mad on Wits.
Who to create to? Yeah, are you saying like he should cross to Gakpo in the thing? Like he's not a good area. See, that nobody is there to pass, right? Like what he will do? You want him to run to? That's not his game, right? So he is put on the right wing. What do you mean? He took a shot, right? He
dribble pass.
Dribble
pass.
Jins, one thing. Do you think he was playing as a 10? Because I distinctly felt he was playing as a 10.
He didn't play as a 10. So basically,
he was never a 10 today. We had him for 90 minutes. He was never 10. He was a false 9. He was a left wing. He was a right wing, but never 10.
He was
He's not playing in the position he's supposed to be effective.
He is the creator, right? That is the one. He is in the free role, right? That is what.
Who to create to? Say he's the one who.
No.
He's the one creating chance for himself, right? So Gakpo is not making the run. He's always occupying on the left space. You need if you see Gakpo, right? He's not in the center. He always peels off to the back post. Like who should he pass to? If you think like Soboslai is going to make that run, and then he'll be crowded out with all those midfielders, right? So who to pass to is the question. So
what do you expect, Sheik? What do you expect? You want Wits as number 10. How many games he has started as number 10? Tell me
That's
game.
what I'm saying. The thing is slots are Vitinha, John Neves and Fabian Ruiz last season and Zaire Emery this season. And all three diminutive midfielders, technical on the ball. And he wanted to play a game like that. And that is not happening right now. And Wirtz is not a bad player overnight. He plays well for Germany. He plays Germany at a very high level, and he plays well he did play well for Xabi Alonso in Leverkusen. They won the championship. It's an invincible season for them in Bundesliga. It's a very tough to achieve that with this Bayern Munich team, and he did that.
Okay.
He did that in Bundesliga.
One question to you, Sheik. Do you think that he can survive in Premier League?
Yeah, of course.
Because the season I have seen so far,
I understand your problem.
Convinced.
I understand what he's done. It's not Wirtz's problem. It's not Wirtz's problem at all. He has to be provided with the weapons for him to survive.
No, I don't think I don't think to Jins's point, we are not saying it's Wirtz's problem. Maybe it is not Wirtz's problem, but Wirtz is the kind of the next Salah, right? He has to be the
No,
next one.
if
No, no,
he can,
no.
he's not next Salah, right? See, Salah
Yeah.
is unique. We cannot replace Salah with a 1-to-1. Like it has to be a combined team thing.
No,
Like
no,
you
no.
have
I'm
to
not
make
saying
up his goals.
output. I'm not saying output. I'm saying like the ownership that Jins is talking about. I thought today's game was the perfect game where Birds could have taken the ownership. Salah is not there. Isaac is
So,
not there.
so Sheik,
He is
one
starting.
thing I will, Vivek, sorry, no, just one thing
Yep,
I'll
go ahead,
bring
go
up.
ahead.
One thing I will, and Sheik defended words, right? I'm on the words camp. I still firmly believe that he is going to be fantastic in the Premier League, given the right setup, and then he's going to be there. One thing that irked me today a little bit, and this is to Jinson's point, he did not complete any dribbles today. I know, like, there was Casemiro and who was that other guy, Menu, and all those things and happening. Like, there were some physical challenges on him as well. All those, I completely understand that. He is a world class player. I felt he should have tried at least some dribbles. He completed zero today. Zero. I think he attempted three, four, something like that. None were
Again, we
completed.
don't know what instructions you've been given, right? So
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely.
he was made as 4-2-2-2, and he was the false nine first,
Yeah.
and then he moved to the left, and then moved to the right. So when he was in the left, we were playing much better. So again, I don't know what is happening.
Okay.
We
And
are talking enough about
Rio.
words.
So Casemiro was there for the taking. Rio, actually, after coming on to the
Yeah,
left.
Rio did
First,
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
Casemiro was like could not understand what
could
is
not
going
run
on.
with him. Yeah,
Rio did so like he did him poorly, right? He was like completely Casemiro suddenly felt like what the space came from, right?
I do want to touch upon Van Dijk, right? So you kind of brought it up last time, JD, and so for the second goal, Shesko, I don't know what Van Dijk was doing. Like he's a center forward, you are a center half. The only man your eyes should be on him, right? Nothing else. And so many passes, so many headers. He was heading them to Ambumo's path, and one
That
time, and
almost fell
then
up as a chance.
yeah, chance.
Yeah.
And then the one time he stayed up and he pressed, and then rest of the team didn't press, and he left Ambumo open again, and Kirkes had to come across
Yeah.
to save that thing as well. So what is happening with Van Dijk? So is he in cahoots with Slot in doing these things? One thing I noticed in the Sky Sports Salah thing, I didn't see Van Dijk come and talk in that. So I don't know what happened over there. I thought Van Dijk
That is a very interesting observation.
yeah.
I did notice
So
that as well.
yeah, so Van Dijk being with Salah for so long, I don't know if him and Salah are having some kind of problems towards
Yeah.
this, and these that contributed to Salah leaving. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there is something going on between Van Dijk and Salah, and Van Dijk and Slot. I think they are in conspiring something together,
Yeah,
and
and this is the time to put on my tinfoil hat, all the
yeah,
conspiracy theories and everything. Okay, let me start with this. For Salah, like for all of us, right? English is a second language. So
yeah,
sometimes what we express in English, we might not choose the right words, or we might not choose the right context. But that being said, believe Salah, not I believe, I mean, Salah is a very, very, very clever person. He knows what to say and when to say. He will not sell his
yeah,
teammates down the road or anything like that. So
right,
when he says something, irrespective of what his first language choice or second language choice is, you have to listen to him very, very carefully what he's trying to say. Salah, when he says like, "Where is Jordan Henderson? We should give Jordan Henderson a farewell. We should do this. We should." He never talks about Van Dijk
Van
being
Dijk,
his captain. Never,
yeah,
never does.
yeah,
And this is
yeah.
something very, very telling. He's
I kind of
not.
noticed that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
And coming to a point, I mean, that is my conspiracy theory for the day. Maybe something is going on over there. But from a technical standpoint, Van Dijk in the prior season, even last season, he had that aura, right? Like, this is Van Dijk. He is this battleship. He's this tank that you cannot. He seems, and this is not something technical. This is not fitness wise. He seems just off. Like, he's just off. He's not there
yeah.
in the game. Maybe he's thinking about, like, he obviously is not thinking of something, but he's just not there. And that is very, very weird. Firstly, you're the captain of the team. You are probably the best center forward in the world, at least. Sorry, not
Center
center
back.
defender in the world and center back in the world and everything. Why are you off? What is happening? Are you not interested in this season? Is something wrong? I simply don't get it. Konate is on and off all the time, so we can give him a little bit more runway, like his performance and everything. But Van
No,
Dijk,
no, I cannot forgive Konate as well. Like,
mm,
so you said about aura and things like that, right? I think that got into Van Dijk's head and thinks like he is impenetrable, and then he doesn't have to put in 100% to be that great of a defender. So that's what I think is
And
happening with Van Dijk.
correct. And there is one more thing, Sheikh, and there's one more thing, and this is more on the technical side of things. I think Van Dijk, from the time we have seen him in Liverpool, and he's a fantastic defender, one of the best in the world, right?
Yeah, for a time,
Always
yes,
for a time, and he had a very, very strong number six in front of him that
correct.
screened a lot of things.
Fabinho, yeah,
Once that screen has gone away, I think, and once again, these are not in isolation. A couple of things add up, right? Van Dijk's increasing age, like whatever state the team is in, and the previous conspiracy theories. I think all of them are leading to whatever the defensive errors and these kind of things. He doesn't have a screen anymore in front of him. He cannot play that high line and catch up with fast runners and everything anymore. All of these things I feel are playing together. If there was a solid number six, or at least a double pivot was very good to cover up, like McAllister and Gravenberch, then Van Dijk would have covered up a few things. But with them like being like in the worst form of their lives, probably that has really exposed Van Dijk and everything. I think that is on the more technical side of things. What might be happening over there?
yeah. Jins, so what do you think about Van Dijk's
Yeah.
performance this season?
Yeah, as Jerry said, something is not correct. Like I've seen, like even I think Vivek also touched base this point where he used to scream. I think initially when Kirkus was making mistakes, he used to scream at him. That dropped down the like confidence of Kirkus. But he was there. He was leading the team, right? And like I think Sheik, you already touched base on two places. The one I got really mad about is like when Casemiro made that lofted ball to Bruno Fernandes, and he controlled it. I think it was an offside. But Van Dijk just stood there. He was not even trying to come back and win it, right? So that means he's ready to give it the goal on that point of side. And
Right.
other thing I'm thinking is like I don't know what kind of relationship like a Slot and Van Dijk has, but it's like yeah, it's try to say what's wrong with Van Dijk, but he's been like he's not a captain. He's not leading us like the team. He's not taking the initiative. He's not holding up the team when we completely need him as a leader. Now the teams are like looking for someone, a role model, who the youngsters, not youngsters, even like a big ping pong, where they need to be serious on these things. He is not such a player anymore.
Vivek, I mean, you had strong opinions on Van Dijk in the reactions. So what do you think? What is happening to Van Dijk?
I think after when I was watching the game, it continuously felt like that your team is as strong as you're the most weakest point, right? And felt like Van Dijk was the weakest point along with McAllister today. It felt like, I mean, if it was Klopp, and I am pretty much sure he would have put in a kid in place of Van Dijk in the second half. Van Dijk is not going to survive with that kind of performance after first half and still come out of the second half from the as captain. Moreover,
Right. Hmm.
Vivek, do you think the reason for this one is because there is no competition for his place?
Yeah,
Whatever he put today doesn't matter. He's going to start against Chelsea. The same with McAllister and Gravenberch. Whatever they are doing now doesn't matter. Against Chelsea, they are guaranteed starters. Do you think that is something that Van Dijk is thinking? Whatever, I'm the boss, I'm the leader, I'm the captain. He's not going to drop.
that is what I'm saying. I mean, it goes in a lot of ways, right? I mean, that is the thing that I mean, there are so many things wrong in this team. That one of the thing is this, right? It does not matter how you play, you will still start. I don't think Klopp would have allowed that. I mean, Klopp went through a lot of different injury crises. I mean, far worse than this, and still he managed. Like with youngster, I don't think Slot has that kind of mentality in him, or coaching. What do you say? The coaching aura in him that he could make the youngsters work. It's so sad to see Van Dijk today. I mean, one time I felt like maybe he does not have it him anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, defenders generally last really long, like Terry, Thiago Silva, I mean, just Vidic, Ferdinand, they like played till like their 39, 40s. Van Dijk is like 33, 34. I don't know why this kind of like, yeah, Terry went through a bad rough patch of form, but it does not seem like it is a, I don't know, maybe it's a bad patch. I don't know,
Uh,
but it felt really sad
Vivek,
looking at him on the first half.
I mentioned earlier about Van Dijk not having the screen in front of him anymore. Solid number sixes. So I was just looking up the stat to see like if I remember that correctly. So I was just looking up, and you know that Van Dijk had the thing you cannot be dribbled past and all those kind of things. Like Van Dijk, he had that thing going for him. I was looking up the maximum number of time that he has been dribbled past was in 22-23, and that was the Fabinho decline. Like when Fabinho kind of declined, that was the time he was dribbled past 11 times. The others that are there, but they are like 2, 3, 5, those kind of numbers. That was a huge spike. And then this season, it's not that much, like 2, but this season, his other like metrics, if you will, a stats kind of drop off, like aerial duels and all those things, especially with his, I feel a little bit of running speed and everything that is duelled. And I completely agree, Jins, there is no competitions for his spot. Nothing. Even for his leadership squad, there is no one. Soboslai might be in contention, but Soboslai, I mean, to be very honest, is a kid, both in terms of age and in terms of his stature in Liverpool. So there is literally no competition for Van Dijk currently going on.
Right. That's a problem.
I think one more thing, as JD said, I understand now why Klopp kept Milner, Henderson, even when they were declining, even they were getting age, because there was some kind of leadership that has
That
within
needed, yeah.
Liverpool. Now, what Salah said in his press conference is very concerning. Where I like forget about this season. I'm worried about the future season when you don't have any leader to look upon and guide the team. Then we are in like did Salah also said that about like you cannot win a Premier League by just flicking the balls? Did he say that?
I don't remember the exact
No, I don't
phrase.
remember him saying that, but
We
yeah,
can look
probably.
it up.
Yeah.
But he said something on the same line. Maybe it was translated, mistranslated, but yeah, he said something in the same line that you cannot win the Premier League. Like he tried to say, only using technical players you cannot win it. You need some kind of like brute
Hardworking.
force. Yeah. And I don't know, man. I'm to be honest, I was just thinking, and I might have to do a chat GPT to check. Is there any history of winning Premier League with a coaching change or managerial change in the middle of the season? Because I am not seeing slot getting past December. That's my prediction. I mean, maybe even earlier than that, but December is the thing. I think he will be gone by December.
Looks like another long season ahead. So hopefully, let's we focus on the next 3 games, finish the season strong, and whatever pieces are left behind, let's pick it up and see where we go. And we need straight away a lot of things in the summer window. Somebody who could start straight away, and it's going to be a difficult window. We'll see what our Hughes and Edwards does, and I am on slot out. Everybody here, I think, is on slot out, and
It is frustrating, but I don't think it's going to happen.
yeah. So I think I'm reading like couple of interesting articles. I think of the 2 managers today, Slot will be the one who will continue next season, not Gas. Yeah, I think that's all I had. Any parting thoughts, guys? This, like I said in our preview show, this was the game I want us to win. Losing to United does not feel good. Our whole weekend was kind of ruined because of that. It never felt good. It never feels
and they
good.
did
Yeah.
a double on us. So
Double
that's
on us
worse.
this season. This is since 2015 and 16. Right, that's the last time they did a double on us. So I still feel like we are in a better position than United next season. I think with Champions League, they might they won't fare well with the current squad. I think they also need like a lot of signings to replace Casemiro and those guys who are going out. We will see. I thought they
No,
were
if
there
they
for the
if they
taking today.
stays with Carrick, or I think they will do well. But if they
No,
change,
I think if they do with Carrick, they won't do well. This will be like another Ole situation for them. You know
no,
what
but
happened with
this
Ole? Ole came in the middle of the
Yeah.
season and they took them to Champions League and he stuck with them. And then he thought he could get away by playing this. If this is what United is going to do next season as well, they are going to be very bad.
but United is playing the perfect game with this squad, right? They are just soaking up all the pressure and just countering.
Yeah, you think Dallo and Shah is going to stand up against
Yeah,
Olise and Dembele and
they need change
Kvaratskhelia
of
and things like
personnel,
that?
but they
No.
don't need a new coach to I mean, they are good with the tactics. Their tactics is working. They might need some
No,
changes
this
in
is
the personnel.
again, this tactic is not sustainable. I think Carrick is managing them to get to the Champions League with the squad. So this is the same squad Amorim had, and they did not suit to the 3-4-3, and they are playing okay with this 4-3-3 formation. Their best player is 33 years old, and I don't think Bruno is gonna have a season like this again. And we'll see.
I completely agree with Sheik. I mean, Carrick is simply optimizing the resources on hand.
Yeah.
His only goal is to get them to Champions League. Like, and that obviously changes a lot of things, brings in more money and everything. I think Jins, we were talking on text right about the money and all those things. It brings in a lot of money and everything. But this is not sustainable. I mean, when they brought down, who was that guy, Dorgu, and I don't really see them really doing. But and Sheikh, as you said, it will stretch them. Champions League will
It will
stretch
stretch
them.
them. The Champions League extra games. It will stretch them playing midweek and then coming. And Bruno being 33, I don't think he can play 2 games at this level every game, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
so we will
yeah.
see. I mean,
And
like
to
I
the
think in
and
the second half, we kind of battered them. We passed around their press. I think the only thing shot they had on target was like the Maino goal. So I think we played
and
well.
and the other thing is, once they get to Vivek, to your point, once they get to Champions League, there are far more technical teams who can
Yeah.
pass rings around Bruno. Far more
Hmm.
technical teams.
Sheik, Bruno is only 31.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I'm not saying United is going to win the Champions League. I am just saying we can stick on the same
God,
tactics,
we hope
and
not.
they will. I mean, they are not even close, right? They are not even close. The thing is, if they stick with the tactics and just change Dalo and Luke Shaw, which I don't think they are going to survive with this tactics for long if they play another game. But they can again finish in the Champions League. They can again finish ahead of us if we stick with Slot, and if they stick with Carrick. I can guarantee you they will finish on Champions League places ahead of us next season as well, guaranteed. Because they will have the money, they will change Luke Shaw, Dalo. They might bring in someone who can actually give Bruno some competition next season. And they like Sesko is pretty good for Premier League. Like again, forget about the Champions League. They might lose all the games in the Champions League. It's okay. But if they stick with Carrick and we stick with Slot, they will finish ahead of us again next season.
You know where my frustration stems from? We had a depleted squad this time. There is no doubt about that. If you look at our bench, it's like it's non-existent. But we actually had a very good chance of coming away with some points, either 1 point or very best case scenario with all 3 points. We actually had a chance. We kind of fluffed it, completely fluffed it. Yeah.
Why? Okay. I think that's a good point to stop, and we have many things to talk about in the coming podcast. Yeah. So signing off today is again JD, Jins, and Vivek. Keep your views, likes, subscribes, and shares coming in. That would be an encouragement for us to put out content like this. So keep your thing and do your thing. What you do on YouTube, and we will see you in another episode of Chai and Clean Sheet next week.